Look at this guy, man. You
Hey.
guys so you're like a star now. The Rams won the Super Bowl. Look,
Well,
like,
look at this side.
Boys, here it comes. The
rolling down Imperial Highway.
Finally,
Nasty red at my
the
side.
Sports Report
Saturday
returns
wind
to the
blowing
Rumble
hot
Show.
from the north. We were born to ride.
Rumble.
Roll down the window, put down the
That
top.
drive right there is a pretty good
Crank
place
up the
to
beach
start.
boys, baby. Don't let the music stop.
Did he want to throw it? He
Don't
finally
ride
put
it
his head
no
down.
more. Just can't ride it no
Effort
more.
right up over the top.
From the side face to the valley, from the west side to the east side. Everybody very happy, cause the sun is shining all the time. It's like another perfect day.
What is up, Ram fans? My RAMILIA fans of the NFC West, hopefully Super Bowl contending Los Angeles Rams. Sorry for the delay. I was getting my clips together and time. I lost track of time, so forgive me for that. And guys that see the replay in the chat, it's been a while. I haven't been on live. I've been waiting for news, and I've been really busy at work lately, so I apologize for that. Excuse me. But we have a good show for you today. News came down that we re-signed finally one of our veteran defensive tackles. Marquise Copeland is back. I would have loved to have him with Gray Gaines back, and maybe we'll bring back A'Shawn Robinson. Nobody has moved to sign A'Shawn Robinson, so it's been frustrating. I'm with you guys. We're seeing all these good players leave, but at the end of the day, we have to put our trust in McVay and Snead and Stan Kroenke. And you have to remember one thing is this team is going for their third trip to the Super Bowl since they come back to Los Angeles. They've already been to 2 Super Bowls. They've won 1. They're in year 7 of being back in Los Angeles, and I expect them to be into another Super Bowl by the time 10 years rolls around. They're in year 7 now. Now, with this offense, with LaFleur, offensive coordinator, our offensive line stays healthy. Matthew Stafford's able to stay upright. We will have a much improved offense. I'm looking for us to be one of the better offenses in the NFC, and then our defense will take some lumps in the beginning. It's a young squad, but they're going to be fast. They're going to swarm to the ball. You still have Aaron Donald in there, and we'll see how it rolls out with the draft picks, and maybe we sign a veteran or 2. They'll take their lumps early, and then they'll come on. In the NFC West, you have to understand the Seahawks look pretty good. The Niners look pretty good, but they both have their Achilles heel. The Niners, it's the quarterback situation. They can't find one to last more than 8 games. They just the legend Sam Darnold. On the Seahawks side, they got Bobby Wagner back because we released him. But in my opinion, Geno Smith isn't that great a quarterback, but he got a big contract, and we'll see what happens with that. But the Rams are the only team in the NFC West that has a Super Bowl winning quarterback out of all those teams. So if we can get our offense to roll the way it should, with Cam Akers coming on after a big ending towards the end of the year, Kyren Williams gets his chance. We'll see who we draft. Pardon me. Hold on one second. Hold on. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens with the offense. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you guys. My dogs, the car drove up and my sister came by and they love to bark. So pardon me. So we'll see what happens with the offensive scheming things. I think we'll be one of the better offenses in the league. This NFC and NFC West is wide open. We are taking our limits in the free agent pool, so to speak. But I expect for us to make some moves when it comes to drafting, and they have a plan, and all we have to do is get our guys in the playoffs. Let me just somebody messaged me in my comments, and it made me think. Okay, so last year we were 5-12. Okay, being realistic, everybody was hurt. Donald was hurt for the first time in his eight-year career. Stafford was hurt. Cooper Kupp was out. Allen Robinson, after a slow start, started to come on a little bit with Baker Mayfield. He got out again. Our offensive line had 12 to 14 different offensive line lineups in each game, different ones, makeshift offensive line, and we won 5 games, right? 5 games. Not impressive, but we had the game at the end of the game of the season against the Seahawks when they gave us that horrible running into the kicker call. We should have won that game. So that would have been 6. And if you remember, we had Tom Brady again. He was on the bench and he was throwing a fit. That game was in the bag, and then it wasn't. That's 7 games that we could have won with a depleted roster. And so I'm looking for our offensive line to be better than that. And we have a 3rd place schedule. So we could pull out, 9 wins, 10 wins, make the playoffs. We will see. But let's get into the chat. I appreciate everyone for coming in. Again, I'm sorry I haven't been on live. I will be as we get closer to the draft more often. LA Rams, what's happening, Ramley? What's up, brother? Thank you for coming in. LA Rams, hit the like button. Yes, indeed. Live from Santa Monica, California. Love it. Pale Time, my guy Pale Time. What's up, my brother? Always welcome the great Pale Time, my Canadian Rams brother. And with that, saying my name. Rudy. Thank you, Pale. Appreciate you so much, man. Great stream earlier too. Great content creator, Pale Time. Everyone probably already knows. If you check him out in Pale Time, one of my good buddies in the Rams community, Rams content creators, great guy. Pale Time says, thanks for popping by my stream earlier. It was fun time. Yes, it was. Thank you. I'm always welcome here too, Pale. It was always great live streams and videos. Ellery says, what's happening at Pale Time? Yes, indeed. GP says, Rudy. And with that, real quick. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, GP Shadow. Thank you so much. Let's see. Yes, indeed. Love it. GP Shadow, sub Pale, great show earlier. Yes, indeed, was a great show. Pale says, question: if McVay and Snead spent a day with you at Disneyland, what ride are you going on first? And what are you telling them to do at 36? That's a great comment. And Pale says that because I'm also a Rams key holder. I'm blessed to be that. We go to Disneyland all the time. And my favorite ride, because I'm a big Star Wars guy, is Rise of the Resistance. So I'd probably take him on that. And at pick 36, I really like that big cornerback McDonald. We will see it, but I think they have some. I would love to. Hey, off the record, can you tell me what you guys are thinking? But at pick 36, probably for me, maybe McDonald at 36. We'll see. Jacques 42, Payo and Rudy, what's up, my brother? Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you so much. Rudy. And real quick, let me get into some of what I was going to talk about. I have my granddaughters here. It's a great day. Always blessed day to have them around. So what I want to show you guys is this. Let's just get into the nitty gritty. Over the weekend, Kevin Demoff had a message. Rams COO Kevin Demoff had a message to Rams ticket holders, right? And so he said that basically, let me get to his statements. Let's do this one first. Let me be clear. Our goal for 2023 is to the NFC West is to make the deep. Excuse me. Let me be clear. Our goal for 2023 is to the NFC West and make a deep playoff run. Change doesn't mean that we expect to take a step back. Our Super Bowl LVI starting lineup featured 19 starters out of 22 that didn't start in the Super Bowl LII just 3 years prior. So he has a great point there. And then he goes on to say this. Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Aaron Donald all entered this offseason as fresh as they have been in a few seasons and hungry to return to Super Bowl form. We are excited to have young players such as Cam Akers, Kobe Durant, Van Jefferson, Ernest Jones take on more prominent roles. So with that, that's what he said there. Then also there's this statement here. Also, too, by the way, he won 2022 Los Angeles Sports Executive of the Year on LA Sports Award they give to outstanding executives in sports. And let me get my banner out of the way so we can see the whole thing real quick. While this year may feel different given the first 2 weeks of the offseason, make no mistake, we expect to compete for the NFC West Division title this season and make a run towards Super Bowl LVII in Las Vegas. Kevin Demoff, Rams CEO. So there you go. He's telling you basically that there's going to be growing pains when it comes to the getting rid of our veteran guys, but we're going to sign new guys. Our core guys that we kept are expected to help us transition to this mode that we're in now, but we still are in win mode. So that helps us a little bit, but we want to see the bodies in the building, so to speak. So they expect to win, and so do we. So that, helps cushion the blow. And so we'll see what happens with that. LA Ram says, let's win our third Super Bowl title. Yes, indeed. I would love that. Pale Times, thanks, GP. It was fun time. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. LA Ram says, I think the Eagles going to have a Super Bowl hangover this year. They lost some players. I wouldn't be surprised. Pale Times says, it amazes me how quickly other fan bases discredit the injuries the Rams suffered last season. It is amazing because, listen, that's a great comment. I don't want to use an excuse. These are professional football players. There's stars, and then there's players that are in the National Football League. There's only a handful of people that can even get that far. And but we expect you to do your job, kind of like Bill Belichick does over there. They're like a machine when they were rolling. Do your job. The next guy steps in, right? You're not going to be consistently great, but you expect to be a professional. If you're a wide receiver, catch 7 out of 10 balls. If you're a professional field goal kicker, kick 8 out of 10 balls, 7 out of 10 balls, right? So that's your job. You're a professional. But we had injuries galore on the offensive line. Matthew Stafford couldn't go through his second and third progressions. We didn't have Matthew Stafford for the beginning of the year with his elbow stuff, and he didn't get the rapport he needed with Allen Robinson, and I'm sure it wasn't very fun for him either because he wasn't getting the ball, and people were calling him out on Twitter and stuff. And this is a different season. We will see what happens because he's going to be healthy now. Like Kevin Demoff said, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford are all going to be fresh and ready to go, baby. Yes, indeed. Great comment by Pale. Pale says, tackle that like button. Yes, indeed. I always forget to say it. But yeah, hit the like button, come back. I appreciate it. LA Ram says, I say 11-6 or 10-7 wins for the Rams. I can see that too. With this offense, because of this offense, we're going to be doing some high scoring wins. If our offensive line stays, if our offensive line keeps Matthew Stafford upright, like we did in 2021 for the most part, and I can see us winning some shootouts, 28-24, 30-28, stuff like that, 33-30, if we need to. Great comment. Pale says, those are great choices, right? And 36. Yes, indeed. Pale Time says, I am sure in the McDonald camp he's there. Yes, indeed. I hope so. Pale Time says, I'd like them to go edge earlier in the draft. Me too. But we got Ebukam. I think Samsung Ebukam. I think we got him at the second or third round. You never know, but yes, indeed. Ali Ram says, I've been a Ram fan since 1 year old. Love it. One Cali Ram says, "Oh, Rudy, good to see you back, my brother. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm sorry I've been AWOL. I've been on my social media going back and forth. We're going back and forth with mostly Niner fans on my Twitter. But yeah, I haven't been on live streams, so there hasn't been a lot to talk about. I've just been commenting on my community page for the most part. And thank you, my brother. And with that, real quick. Also, too, I want to let's see. I got Pale says in the comment. I'm curious on your take, Rudy, and anyone else. Do you think the letter was better? Was because of season ticket sales concern? Well, let me say this, Pale. A lot of people say, "Oh, they want to sell tickets." Well, yeah, it's the Rams are a product, right? But Ram season tickets now. You could say I don't want to pay. I don't want season tickets, right? You can give up your season ticket, but Ram season ticket holders don't want to lose those seats because they trust this organization. That's a great comment, though, because yeah, we might have a little bit of a with our defense with young guys, but we kept our offensive core there. We have Matt LaFleur there, so. He's well versed with McVay's offensive schemes, and so offense should be able to take off this year and keep us afloat. And then we'll see what happens with everybody else. Maybe we'll make a move in the mid-season to get us over the hump, get a 1-year deal. Maybe OBJ's back. We'll see with that. Maybe Tutu Atwell will emerge, breakout season. But back to your comment. People don't want to lose those seats. They want to make sure they have those seats. Going to SoFi Stadium, it's such a beautiful stadium. It's an experience, and you know that from going your first game last year. So that's a great comment. But no, that's a product. They want to keep more sales, but also too, the Rams and fan attendance last year were the fifth in the NFC. And I know a lot of fans like the Niners and certain teams like the Bills have a big following because they're in Southern California. They live in Southern California, but there's other games like against the Jaguars or against the Bears, and we still sell out, so not sell out, but close to capacity. So, but that's a great comment. But some of that is to reassure the Rams. Like when people are asking, well, what are you doing? He's kind of reassuring us that they have a plan and they expect to compete. LA Rams says, I love some shout outs. Let's go. Yes, indeed. Shout out to LA Rams out here. One Cali Ram, like I said, Pale Time, my guy, Pale Time. I love it. I love it. And there's my guy, Jim Fawcett. Rudy, what's up? Anything new from Jimbo? God bless you, Jimbo. Pale Time. Pale Time says, hey, Jim. All right. Oh boy. Okay, so now let's get into more of what I wanted to talk about. And if you saw my community page, I was saying who are the coolest fans? The Ram fans. I showed you a picture of the Niner fans and the Seahawk fans when they get all geared up. And of course, it was something like 80% that the Ram fans were the coolest fans when they're ready for game day. Didn't word it like that, but that's basically what it meant. And this is our guys here. You got the melon heads, and then on top, those are the Ram bros. Now, the guy on your left on the screen, they dress up in Ram color camouflage. They call themselves the Ram bros. Both of these guys here are iconic to the Rams franchise. For all you little newer fans, if you see them, and who is that? When the Rams were in Anaheim in California, they would come out all the time, the Ram bros, and there's a few of them that dress up in the Ram color camouflage, and it's funny because now they do the military salute to the service. It's been a long time coming. They've done it recently, but they had those camouflage Ram, and they call themselves the Ram bros, and like Rambo, but Ram bros, and it's cool. They've been out since the late 90s, late 80s, mid 80s. And then down at the melonhead, same thing with him. They used to use real watermelons. It looks like these guys are using real watermelons. It was kind of like a takeoff of the cheese heads, and they figured out their own thing, and they would put ram horns or whatever. And now they even have styrofoam watermelon heads that you can use, so you don't have to use a real watermelon. So God bless those guys. And so we our fan base won with that on that little thing there. The other thing I want to get to is re-sign somebody. Marquise Copeland, defensive tackle. He's a young player. He is a Super Bowl champion already. He was with us. And check out this gear here. Now, speaking of gear, I have a little show and tell. I'll put that right here for right now. But check this jacket out, guys. I want this jacket. Tell me in the chat if you guys think this jacket is fly or badass or whatever you want to call it. Check this out. Here's my guy here. Boom, shakalaka. That is a bad jacket. I got to pick me up that jacket with the old school snail ram horn head. I love it. I love it. I love it. There he is signing the re-signing with us. I love that jacket. I got to get me that jacket. I'm going to put some patches with the Super Bowl, the 2 Super Bowls on one side and the 2 NFL championships on the other side. I love that jacket. I love it. Also, too, I want to talk about real quick. So we had Rams night, and I was saying that on my community page. I wanted to go, but I had to work. Okay, so even if you guys aren't a hockey fan, it's cool that our Rams are being represented in LA and representing the Kings. There's our guy Rampage dressed in LA Kings jersey, and it was an amazing time. Our guy Matthew Stafford was there with his family. And let me get to that clip here. And here we go.
Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford. The first period starts now.
That's awesome. So that was good times. The Kings won at that particular game. They're now 12. They've got 12 straight points, which is the last time they got 11 straight points, they won the Stanley Cup. So they're on their way. Could it be this year as well? And so awesome. I wish I could have went, but the RAMILIA showed out on Rams night. They got a backpack and a fanny pack with Rams on it. Here they are here. There's my brother right there, Spider-Man, Spider-Ram right there. The RAMILIA was showing out, and there's guys right there saying, who's host? The Rams house, baby. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We call them still the kings of the NFL, even though we're not Super Bowl champions no more, but gotta love Los Angeles, baby. I love it. I love living in Southern California. And to all of our Rams brothers and sisters, like my guy Peo, and my St. Louis brothers and sisters all around the world, it's always loyalty over location, and we always give you guys a shout out too. But here in Southern California, I love living here. I've lived here all my life, and so that's an amazing thing. Another thing that I want to get to too is this man, Aaron Donald. Now, this is one of the reasons why I love him.
The Niners, you got to go back to it. It's tough to beat them in the regular season. They're a tough team. They feel like they've gotten better. How do you feel going into that rivalry that you have here with them? How does that feel for you?
Oh yeah, I dislike the Niners. Everybody know that. I don't like the Niners at all. They don't like us. It's just a rival. Every time we play, it's a dogfight, and that's how it is. You know, no love at all towards them guys. You know, I really dislike them, and you know, we'll see them twice this year.
So I love him because of that, and I love him how he closed them out in the championship game, and then he closed out the Super Bowl. So I love him because of that, and because who he is, right? That's my dude. That's the GOAT, Aaron Donald. And then also I love him because of how he is acclimated himself to the LA community, and he's a big role model to the kids in the LA community, especially sports football players in general. And here he is with young Ram fans and NFL fans at a charity camp that he was given. So here we go.
Priceless reactions to meeting Aaron Donald.
So there you go. So yes, you know, and the other day too, if you saw my community page, Aaron Donald and his family I didn't get a chance to put a clip in there because I was already late coming in. Aaron Donald and his family were helping to pack high school lunches, and just amazing, man. That this is what it's all about, because we pay good money to go see these games, and we get invested in these players. We lose players like Jalen Ramsey and Von Miller and OBJ still not signed, but these players, while they're here, the NFL career is very short, and we appreciate them. And I love our players, and a lot of them, the Cooper Cups and our left tackle, Big Wit, are always so great in the community. Such great guys, high character guys, and I can't say enough about them. And so let's get back into the chat, and thank you guys. Let's see. Let's see. Pale Time says, I'm just curious because with the lack of blockbuster moves this offseason, it maybe would lead to less sales. Thanks for the take. Yeah. So not having big name players leave your team like a Jalen Ramsey and all that doesn't help. But with the way the Rams have already won the Super Bowl and all the picks that we have, it's kind of a thing where, just like when the Dodgers have a down year, the Rams have been very, very good about winning since Sean McVay has been here. But yeah, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't help sales losing those players. But if most of them, especially last year after winning the Super Bowl, it was sold out. You really couldn't find too many season tickets in the great seats anymore. So I think they're okay there, but they already have them contracts for winning the Super Bowl, going to the Super Bowl. So, but yes, that's a great comment. And Pale says, "Go Rams, Jim, horns up." Yes, indeed. One Color says, "Any gear yet, my brother? It's coming. It's coming. It's so slow." There's a guy that I had set up, and it fell through. But I have everything that it's going to be coming out. You're going to be so surprised. What's taking so long? Well, I'm sorry. It is coming, though. It is coming. I promise you. That's why you haven't seen me with my own shirt. Like, I want to get a shirt with this picture on it and some other stuff. But yes, it's coming. Thank you for still asking, for always asking. Thank you. It's coming. I appreciate you. Ali Rand says, you say that you say coolest fans. It's me. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Jim says, Round fans got spoiled that we basically were making trades and signing the last few years, like Madden football game. Now we just gotta rest. We still will be good, or we may shock the world. That's exactly right. Great comment by Jimbo. So we make all these trades all in. So we got Aqib Talib and Ndamukong Suh, Marcus Peters, right? And then we got Jalen Ramsey, and we traded Matthew Stafford. And still paying golf at the same time. We made moves for Von Miller. We got Sony Michel when Cam Akers got out. We got OBJ mid-season to replace Woods. Won the Super Bowl. And now those contracts, because we were able to do that, we had to kind of finagle the contracts. We have to tread water because we don't want to hit nosedive bad. We want to get rid of some contracts. We already won the chip. Keep our core offense, because that's the main thing. You got to have a quarterback and you got to have offense. We still have Aaron Donald there. Hopefully we'll entice him to play another few years, and have replacements on defense, and a young defense, a fast defense. And we have a number 1 pick next year. We have 11 picks this year. Next year, 14 picks. And so we're trying to get to our 3rd Super Bowl in 10 years. We're in year 7 now. Now, anything can happen when you get in the playoffs with these guys. We've seen Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp do their thing. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Great comment. SM says, better do Rudy and Pale or Stafford and Kupp. Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much. Jack 42 says, I agree. Tailgating with the Ram fans at SoFi is such a fun time. No BS. Yes, indeed. And that's the thing, too. Like Jim said, we're spoiled. Yes, the whole point is your team winning, right? But we've all been through the tough times. I remember when we were 3-13 and and we weren't even thinking about the playoffs. We were just thinking about, well, I hope they keep it close, right? So it's not just loyalty over location when you live in other cities and states, but it's Rams for life. Always a Ram fan. I'm not just a Ram fan because they win, but I do rejoice when they do, and I give them all props. But yes, so it's not going to be like, wow, look at it's like an all-star team, like it was before on both sides. But we do have good players, and we got up and coming players like Ernest Jones. We got I say Darren Kendrick, but he's a little raw still, but he's got some playing ability. Robert Rochelle, my guy Kobe Durant, Quentin Lake's going to get a chance this year. Hoyt is back. Maurice Copeland, Bobby Brown III, my prerogative. Jonah Williams, on and on and on. So it's going to be very interesting season. So don't sleep on us. Also, too, let me get to my show and tell. Okay, show and tell. I picked this up, and I hadn't seen this version, but check this out. Let me get everything out of the way. It's upside down. Nice one. Check this out. If you guys can see it, let me get the tag out the way. This way. And then in the arm, the salute to service. Come on. Work with me. Search salute to service on the arm. Los Angeles right here, the logo. And on the back, my quarterback, Glock 9, Super Bowl champion, Matthew Stafford. Cool shirt, right? Got it. I said, I got to pick that up. So that's my show and tell. Always pick up new gear whenever I can. And awesome. I really like that shirt. And as you got any more? They only had one in my size. So they're like, oh, yeah, we got a large. No, that ain't going to work. I got a medium. No, that ain't going to work. Palatine says, hi, SM. It's our honor to be in the same comment as the three legend. Yes, indeed. LA Ram says, yes. Palatine says, wow, what a jacket. That's Ramtastic. You saw that earlier. Yes, indeed. I love that. Jim Fosh says, Rudy, did you see in the NFL it's not banning that QB sneak? Yeah, I saw that. The Eagles use. We need to do that play also. It's unstoppable. You can basically get to 2-3 yards automatically. Well, that's exactly right. You know what, though? You guys well know my hate for the 49ers. So what I would have did is one of those plays when we're in the goal line, I'm putting Aaron Donald at fullback, lead fullback, when we're on the goal line, when we need a touchdown or we need to close it out. And Aaron Donald's, and of course we would run this play in practice, slow speed, but so he knows where to go, and then 3/4 speed, and have him hit the hell out of somebody. Let's see Fred Warner try to deal with an Aaron Donald hitting the hole, and then have Cam Akers come behind him. But yes, indeed. But that play, yeah, I'm surprised they didn't ban it because they talk about they want to make the NFL safe, and you have a bunch of guys pushing each other. Probably next year. We'll see what happens. It's the ugly rugby QB sneak. Yes, indeed. J Money says, MSM says, sick jacket. I need it. I do too, man. I'm going to see if I can get that jacket. Jock 42 says the Rams just posted the new draft hats. They look nice. Yeah, I saw that too. Ellie Ram says, what? Hell yeah. Yes, indeed. Pale Time says, I got to go, everyone. Have a Ramtastic night. Go Rams. Horns up. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Pale, for coming in. I know it's much later there. Thank you so much. Jacques Fortune says Glock 9. Yes, indeed, baby. Yes, indeed. SM says, great seeing you in the chat, Pale. Go Rams. Horns up and peace out. Yes, indeed. My guy Pale is always welcome here. I love going in there. Great guy. He's just a great guy. Finally got to meet him this year at SoFi Stadium. Great dude. J Money MSM says LA all day. That's right. LA all day and all night, baby. Joe says, Cuba Rudy, been a while you've been on, or was it me not being on your channel? No, I haven't been on my live for a while. I've been working a lot, but I've been on my community page. You're able to get that through your cell phone or computer. I've been posting on there and my Instagram. Just giving news on stuff on my community page, but I haven't been on live streams. I promise I'll be on more often. But thank you, brother. I appreciate you so much for coming in, Joe, all the time. As always. Cheapy Sound, this quote is everything. Yes, indeed. She says, hey, Rudy, check your cash app. Amigo, order Jimbo. Wow, thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. And so, if in case you guys didn't know, I'm still working on getting monetized. I do videos with like Rocky and LA Rams, LA. I love LA music, and YouTube frowns on that. So I may have to delete some videos, but in the meantime, I have the Cash App thing in there if you want to support the channel, and you'll get a shout out. But shout out to my guy Jimbo. Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate you. Let's see. And that's also going to help in the future too, because I'm going to be giving away stuff when I go to the games, when I go places, I'm going to be giving away. We gave away some stuff last year. But thank you so much, Jimbo. So much, man. Thank you. Your support is always welcome, man. And thank you for everybody supporting the channel and coming in here. Thank you, my brother. And where's my clip for my guy? Hold on, here we go. Thank you, Jimbo. Okay, that's really nice of you, man. Very generous of you. Thank you so much. God bless you, my brother. Let's see. LA Ram says Matthew Stafford can be a goat, a drum major. I thought that's the little goat, little things there. Yeah, that was pretty cool. They had him beating the drums, the victory, the drums of victory. SM says, as changed by Chardal, Weiner starting QB, Sam Darnold. Yes, the great Sam Darnold is a third string quarterback. Boy, that quarterback room. You got Brock Purdy, who had a decent year last year. You know, don't really have to do too much. Just hand the ball off, and then throw a short pass to a wide open guy. And then you got Trey Lance, and then you got Sam Darnold. What a quarterback room. But we're not going to talk about them. Shock 42 says, we need AD, ring me statue outside of SoFi. Yes, indeed. I would love that. Fearsome Foursome, too. I would love that. J Money says, fan favorite, number 99. Yes, indeed. LA Ram says, what Sam Darnold starting QB? He's a third string for the Niners. SM says Rams still have the big three, Donald, Stafford, and Kupp. That's exactly right. The core, the pillars of the foundation. LA Ram says, how about the new universe for the Rams? I've heard about that. It's supposed to come this year. They were going to do it last year, but they put it this year. We'll see what happens. SM says, don't forget about Sammy Watkins trade. That's exactly right. We basically had Sammy Watkins for a few games. I wish we could have brought him back. That's exactly right. Great comment. Jim Foster says the Winers will be in salary cap hell soon with no chip. Yes, indeed. Derek Smith says the Stafford can't get hurt this year. Yes, we can't get hurt, man. He can't get hurt, or else Baker Mayfield is already signed with somewhere. Tony Carr says we also be losing our guys in free agency every year. Yeah, so we've been losing guys every you know, the thing about being on top is your guys develop and you start losing them. You know, we lost Troy Hill. He came back. It wasn't as good. You know, he got hurt. You know, he didn't have a chance to take off, but we lost him before. Johnny Johnson III. We always lose players. Samson Ebukam. You know, and but yeah, that's just the way the NFL is. That's why I say in this free agency era, this is why I go back and forth with a lot of fans. It's hard to win a Super Bowl now because of the free agency era. You pay your quarterback, if you have a great quarterback, big money, and that's a big piece of the salary cap pie, and then you can't get other guys. That's why we're where we are right now, because we won the chip. We went to another chip before that, the Super Bowl, and then we won it again. We won it the next time after we lost it, and then we're trying to compete again and retool. But you know, it's very hard to win nowadays because other teams get your guys, you know. And then the McVay coaching tree, you got coaches that went to other teams, and you know, the LaFleurs and the Packers, and especially Staley over there with the Chargers taking our guys. You know, you lose players like that because they know them. Eduardo Mendez says, hey, Rudy, this is McVay and Snead's chance to prove that they are capable to fix or rebuild the Rams. I believe McVay is going into his 7th year and will show his versatility as a head coach or as a head or philosophy. Yes, indeed. I love it. I love it. That's a great comment. I totally agree with that. And with that,
Rudy.
yes, indeed. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with this squad now. SM says, dope shirt, Rudy. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I really liked it too. I thought it was pretty neat. Ellie Ram says, or like it, or like that. Ellie Ram says, Rams do draft hats. I love them. Yeah, I thought they were pretty cool. I got a chance to look at them real good, but I love it. SM says, just how the Rams draft hats, they're fire. I love it. One Kelly Ram says, been a Ram fan since 76. Been through Ferragamo, Pat Hayden, Everett, Tony Banks, Kurt Warner, Dieter Brox. I love LA. Yes, indeed, baby. Yes, indeed. We've been through the lean times, man. We've been through the lean times. We've been through trading Kurt Warner and then Mark Bolger couldn't get it done, you know. And we lost Vince Ferragamo to the Canadian League because the woman who shall be nameless didn't want to pay him, and then he came back. We've been through a lot. We deserve everything we have. Ellie Ryan says, no problem, bro. Thank you so much. Jose JC said, what's up, Rudy? What's up, my brother? Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Let's see. What's up, Rudy? I know there is a method for this cap madness they got building for the future, but I hope we can draft an edge rusher at 36. Hopefully, Will McDonald. Yes, you know what? I was calling him a quarterback by accident, but there's a possibility we may trade back, but I think they're very high on him. I've been hearing that all the time. We'll do some draft stuff soon because the draft is coming up. There's a few guys that I can see us getting, but we have 3 picks in the top 78 picks, so very stoked about this draft. Great comment. Ellie Ram says, I hope the new uniforms are blue and white jerseys. That'd be cool. Eduardo says, draft day coming up soon. It will be a telling tale to what the direction the Rams are going. Yes, indeed. I expect us to kill it in draft. Well, thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you guys so much for coming in and showing love. And thank you again, Jim Foster. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys again. And, just be patient. I know it's tough right now because every time we lost Taylor Rapp, I didn't have a chance to post it on him. I wasn't a great fan of Taylor Rapp, but he is a Super Bowl champion. He was in there and he helped us win the Super Bowl. So I appreciate him. But I wasn't the biggest fan of Taylor Rapp, but I do appreciate him being a Super Bowl champion Ram. And so, that is one thing that I give him props to. But, just everyone stay patient. Les Snead and Sean McVay have their work cut out for them, but also they have a plan. So just remember, guys, because you know what? When it's all said and done, we'll be like this, and we'll be like Aaron Donald here, and we'll be like, wow, man, I didn't know it was going to be like that. I'm going to the parade again tomorrow. So just remember, guys, because you know what? The Los Angeles Rams and their fan base have gotten to the Super Bowl twice in the last 6 years, and we won one and had a parade in Los Angeles. The Dallas Cowboys, the Santa Clara 49ers, who else is a big name team that haven't been there in a while? The Buffalo Bills never won a Super Bowl. So the Bengals have never won a Super Bowl. So just remember where we are. I'm not trying to put some, hate on those teams, but we are so blessed to be where we are right now. We're trying to go to our 3rd Super Bowl in since being here in Los Angeles. We're in our 7th year now. We're trying to go to our 3rd Super Bowl in 10 years being in Los Angeles. Hopefully we can do it this year. If not, maybe next year or maybe the next year before, but the next year after. But remember that we're already working on going to our 3rd Super Bowl. We're trying to get there. And so we'll see what happens. I've seen crazier stuff happen. This team has a Super Bowl winning quarterback, a Super Bowl winning wide receiver, a Super Bowl closing out NFC Championship game, closing out GOAT at Aaron Donald. and we have a front office and a head coach that have already won it and been there before. So just keep a stiff upper lip and just remember that we've done it before. There's no reason why we can't do it again. We've lost players before. There's no reason. I mean, here's a franchise that had Jared Goff as quarterback. We traded him, still paid his salary, whatever was left, when he went to Detroit, which was most of it, I think. I don't think they paid any of it. And then we got Matthew Stafford and paid his salary too to win this chip. So we're willing to do what it takes. J Money says, I'm actually excited to see what we can do in the draft. Hopefully we get some solid underrated players. Yes, indeed. Remember, Cooper Kupp was a 2nd-round pick. Abicom was a 2nd or 3rd-round pick. Greg Gaines was a 5th-round pick. Nick Scott was a 7th-round pick. Vince Chad says, let's go, Ramilia. What's up, brother? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. SM says, Rudy will be the Rams backup QB draft or sign a vet like Carson Wentz, Flacco, or Bridgewater. It says, Rudy, who will be the Rams backup QB? Sorry. Draft or sign a QB like Carson Wentz, Flacco, or Bridgewater. Do I have to pick from them? Okay, so let me tell you this. So I always like Carson Wentz coming out of the draft over Goff because I like a big, strong quarterback that can flick it. At that time, he was more mobile before the injury. I don't know if Flacco has anything left. If I had to pick between those three, Bridgewater maybe, but maybe McVay can breathe some life into Carson Wentz. I don't know, but if they're cheap, but they are veterans, so better than what we've had on the young guys. Great comment. Young Montana, young Montana. But somebody says, what's up with me? Are you going to WrestleMania? No, man, I would love to. I've never been. Are you going? I hope you have a good time if you are, man. I love old school wrestling too. William, what's up, my brother? He says, fire Sneed. Give us some time. We had one bad year, William, one bad year, and it was a injured mess. The young Montana says, "You're crazy. Rams aren't making the Super Bowl." Well, that's you never know, young Montana. We're not saying that we are for sure, but we just want to throw our hat in the ring, and I think this team can get to the playoffs. Greg Scott says, "Neither are the Niners." I love it. Jose JC says, "Rudy, Rudy can throw better than Wentz." Maybe back in the day. Not just kidding. Wentz, that's a mystery. The guy went from being an MVP, winning the MVP in the NFL, looking all world, got hurt, and then never can catch that magic again. It's just a weird thing, but a lot of the game is mental. SM says, I think they'll draft a QB, but if not, they got to assign someone. They'll draft a QB probably too, to a young guy, a mobile guy. And I see them doing that for a backup to Stafford, but we'll probably sign a veteran backup too, because if anything is shown, you in the NFL, you need a backup. The way these quarterbacks can go down, even though they are coddled by the NFL, compared to the past in the NFL, it was crazier then. Williams says Wentz is a dumpster fire. The young Montana, I respect Rudy. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Here's one guy, the young Montana. If you ever see him in here in my community page, he's a Niner fan, but he's a good dude, and he's not a homer Niner at all. He understands that he's tired of seeing his team not get over the hump as just like my Dodgers. I don't care for a 110 win team. Let's win the chip. Luckily, we got one. Let's win another one. But, he's a good dude. Appreciate you coming in. Steve-O Supremo, this channel still works. Yeah, brother. I haven't been here for a while. I've been working a lot, and I came in here. I'll be here more often. Thank you, Steve-O, for coming in. SM says, I mentioned Flacco because he was with Michael Ford. Oh, great comment. Great comment. I missed that totally. Great comment. Okay, that's a great comment then. Yes, indeed, Flacco. I just don't know if he has enough, anything left. But if he's a backup, he'll be fresh. That's a great comment, though. That's a great comment. The young Montana says, "Hey, Rudy, I think there's a few fake profiles of you." Yeah, yeah. So if you guys ever see me in the chat, and I say things, usually it's like I won't come on and say the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. If you see stuff like that, that's not me. There's a few and if anybody's doing, if you can, please stop, because it's confusing for people. I go in and they go, I'm not even here. How am I there? So there's a lot of, there's been a few that aren't, it's not me. If you see me over and over saying the Rams are going to win, that's not what I do. I usually go in there and I'll say something like, if the Rams O-line can stay healthy, the Rams can get into the playoffs. Or if I'm in the Niners chat and I'll say, well, can one of the quarterbacks stay healthy? Maybe you need all three to get them through the season. But if you see me in the chat and I'm boasting about the Rams, that's most likely not me. Even though I have my optimism with my team. Jay Money says, I got my fingers crossed for Caleb Williams. Ah, man, I would love to get Caleb Williams, but it's going to take us to win 1 or 2 games. Steve says, how you feel about your guy lying to fans about competing for the West? No, he's not lying. Well, let me tell you this: the Rams are not the favorite, but as we speak, they still have the best wide receiver quarterback combo in the league in Cooper Kupp and Stafford. They have the only quarterback in the NFC West that has won a Super Bowl. They have the only head coach that has won a Super Bowl in the last 6 years. And they won 5 games. They could have won 7 games last year with the makeshift O-line, 14 different lineup changes, with no Stafford and Kupp and Donald the last 4 or 5 games. They could have beat the Seahawks in the last game if it wasn't for a horrible running to the kicker call, and we blew the Tampa Bay games. We could have won 7 games. This team, when everything's said and done, and if we have a healthy offense, could be better than last year for sure, and we can get into the playoffs. And then we'll throw our hat in the ring and see what happens. One Color Ram says, we will be the sleeper of the NFL. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I mean, it's not like the NFL is a juggernaut, really. I mean, there's no juggernaut team. The Eagles came back a little bit. They're still a good team, a great team. But in the Cowboys, who knows if Dak Prescott's going to get it done. And then the Niners, they're still fishing for a quarterback that can stay healthy the whole year. They're going to ride the running backs and the defense. We'll see what happens. The young Montana says they say horrible things. Yeah, I whoever that is, that's not me. That's not me in there saying stuff like that. So I don't know how YouTube allows somebody to have the same handle like as somebody. I don't understand that. Steve said the other Rudy doesn't have a RSR. I've seen one that has that though. I've seen one that has that. I put the parentheses on the RSR, and I seen one. I'm like, I don't know what to do. There's nothing to do. It's crazy. The young Montana says all the past doesn't matter, Rudy. It's a new year. Yes, indeed. Yep. SM says it would be great to get Khalid, but the Rams can't tank with Stafford Kupp on the roster. Yeah, that would be horrible. Even last year with all hell broke loose, we didn't even come in last place. People think that we were in the cellar. No. This Rams team, let me just say this. McVay's Rams have never been in the cellar. We've been in 3rd place. We've never been in 4th place. Okay, so just remember that. The worst possible year that McVay has had as a Ram, and we weren't in the cellar. We were in 3rd place. So people think that we were in the cellar. No, and we're not going to have our offensive line in shambles again. Donald's not going to be hurt. Kupp's not going to be hurt. Stafford's not going to be hurt. There's just no way we do that again. One color around says it's not about how you get hit. It's about how you get up. Yes, indeed, baby. Steve says, hope D-Hop doesn't go to the Bills. I've been seeing that. They've been signing everybody. They even got Taylor Rapp. Well, they're going to be pretty good though, man. They're definitely due. They're definitely hungry. I really love Josh Allen. I love Von Miller. I love their wide receiver. I love their deep secondary. It's going to be very interesting, man. But I really think that whoever plays those AFC teams, they better have the hell of a game, because those AFC teams, those Bengals, the Chiefs, and the Bills, they probably are going to win the Super Bowl because they're so good. They're so good over there. You got to be healthy, and you got to be hitting all cylinders. SM says it's probably a 49er fan doing that, Rudy. I don't know, but they don't really, from what I've seen, it's not really horrible things, But I'm like, I'm not even here. How is that me? You know, I don't know. LA Rams, the NFC is soft this year. Yes, indeed. That's why it's good that this is why it's good for us to be retooling, as they say, on defense, because it buys us some time to still compete. We have a third place schedule next year. Remember that. And then by next year, we have another 14 picks. We have our first, McVay has his first number one draft pick since he's been a Ram head coach. And we might use that as a bargaining chip. And we'll see what happens with that. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do. Steve says the one thing that it is the one thing it has is me, LOL, but I don't use it. The one that has it that is me, but Steve. The young Montana says you should do a show with Rambo. You make his high blood pressure high. Actually, you know what's funny about Rambo? I've been going back and forth, and he's a Laker fan, so you know I get along with him. We always go back and forth. But I actually had a deal with him. I haven't brought it up to him, but it's not a big deal. That if the Rams won the Super Bowl, that he was going to have me on his show and let me let me on there with him for the whole show. And he agreed, but you know I never took him up on it. I never reminded him. But it's funny. William says 3-1, take the shortest distance, and we get too cute. Steve says it's Everett because we always say it's Everett speaking facts, and Everett never said it. Oh, is it? Yeah, I didn't know that YouTube would allow stuff like that. You know, I don't agree with them doing that. You know, even if you know, I don't know. It's most of the time it's not me. You can tell me, but I'll say something about Kyle Shanahan or usually on Grant's thing is when I do stuff like that. But I never say the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. You know, I am optimistic. I believe that with this team, we can contend if we get into the dance, because now it's a one game after game, you know, take game by game, and we have a squad that can, you know, a core of offense that can do it. But you know, a lot of it takes luck. A lot of it takes luck. LA Rams says Bills are very good in the regular season, but come up short in the playoffs. Yeah, that's exactly right. And you know what? Josh Allen had a lot of pressure on him. They were picking him. They beat us in the first game, and we lost our left tackle. Everything went jacked up for us. We did our banner ceremony, and they were already anointed the champions, and then they fizzled out again. The young Montana says, I'm going to remind him. Yeah. I don't know if maybe he'll remember. I don't know. One car says, good night, my brothers. Keep your horns up. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. I'm going to take it off too. Thank you guys. One Kai around, but thank you everybody for coming in, and appreciate you, Jim, for your generosity. Appreciate you supporting the channel. As always, thank you guys for coming in, and thank everybody for being a part of the chat. You know, it's fun to talk football, and you know, we'll see what happens. You know, life is short, so enjoy it. You know, your team wins, your team loses. Oh, well, I'm still a fan, right? So it is what it is. But, you know, life is short, so enjoy it. Have a good time, and, you know, rib each other when the other one loses. That's what it's about. It's fun, you know. SM says, Rudy, did you see Von Miller's comments on AD? I seen some before, that's his brother, and he wishes he could have came to Los Angeles before the season last year, and then that he's calling him one of the great, if that's what you're talking about, one of the great players of all time, and it was a pleasure and honor to play with him, stuff like that. I hope that's what you're talking about. William says 31 triple reverse flea flicker pass. SM says Von Miller said Aaron Donald is the best player he has ever played. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I saw something like that a long time ago too. I have love for Von Miller, man. You know what? I don't have any ill will for him. He almost wanted to come back with the Rams. He was in the restroom, if you saw one of my lives before last season, for 45 plus minutes. Just tell him that he's in there with his agent. He goes, oh, you want me to sign the contract right now? And he was in Buffalo. And to summarize, well, I need to use the restroom. So he went in the restroom, was in there for over 45 minutes, and had to be talked into by the GM of the Bills to sign with Buffalo. Well, you know, when I first got here, My family wasn't thrilled either, but you'll learn to love it. They had to talk him into it. He wanted to come back with the Rams for less money. He was going to. If at that time his agent would have said, you know what, let me call Les Snead, he would have came back with this. He wanted, he was, now he's all in, right? But, those are his team now. But he wanted to come back to Los Angeles. But I don't blame him for getting the bag. He helped us win the Super Bowl. I always have love for Von Miller. He's a great dude. William says, flea flicker. Yeah, I got it. But anyway, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you so much. And as always, I'll be here more often. I'll be here more often for my lives. There hasn't been a lot of news, but I've been very active on my community page and Instagram. Mostly Twitter. And so thank you guys again. I appreciate you so much. William says, sign Odell. We'll see what happens. If that comes out, I'll do a live, baby. I've been messaging him or tweeting him on Twitter, showing him pictures of himself with the Super Bowl ring, come home, stuff like that. And so we'll see what happens with Odell. Maybe he'll come back. But I appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to call tonight. Thank you guys for the love and appreciate all you guys and support. Everyone stay safe out there. And as we always say, may the Ramilia be with you. And Ramulators, mount up.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for.